Yeah, okay, so I got my salad here. Um, a mixture of avocado and grape tomatoes and cucumber and green leaf lettuce and uh, and radish. So I was just about to do a taste test here, and I'm going to do a taste test with all these mixes. I'm not sure what would do well with a salad, but um, balsamic vinegar I'm not really a fan of. But so then here we got the roast beef and the spaghetti squash, the gravy. I'm going to put smoked paprika, bacon bits, and sour cream on this mashed potato stuff. Yeah, I've always liked mashed potatoes. That's my preference. And and I think I'm going to put a little bit of uh, lobster pate on the side. And then I got this. These are called the well, that's serrano, and this is red red pimiento or something. It's not as spicy as these. These are a little bit too spicy for me. I like these. These are the red red Fresno. These are my favorites. They're at the right spice level. But the Serranos are a little bit hotter than that. Yeah, the Serranos could be a little bit too hot, but then you just grate your Parmesan, and you go like this. And you get a little bit of Parmesan. So then you put those over your potatoes. And then you rake the rest of your your gravy into your mashed potatoes with your Parmesan. So I got half and half here. That's spaghetti squash. I've never been much of a cook. This is the first time I've ever tried to make a roast. Well, it didn't turn out too bad. But and then you just take off the rind. You take off the rind from your spaghetti squash and you put that in with your mix. So with that and a little bit of this was canned lobster stuff from way back when, but I'm still not too sure what the difference is between La Gruyere Swiss cheese and Emmental Swiss cheese, but I thought I'd give it a go. And this is just normal blue cheese. And then they say fennel seeds is good for you, and organic burdock root is good for your hair and your blood, and antioxidant, cancer preventing. And this is gorgonzola. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the gorgonzola. And I'm not a cook, but like my daughters say to me, Dad, you seem to know how to adapt and pick up on all these different thoughts and ideas. So then I can put some of the sour cream into here. Well, I can't think of a better meal. And I'm going to do a taste test with all these sauces with my salads. I got all these things I can mix in with my salads. That came from the African store. Balsamic glaze, it's not too bad. Tartar, Italian, a few olives, Russian, and this is what Sharon left behind. Her mayonnaise. This came from the African store, but I watered her plant today. She's in Saskatchewan taking care of a sick relative. Right. And I don't know. Like, what I've heard is some people live to eat and other people eat to live. Me? I just eat to live. I don't live to eat. I got a few other squashes here up on the ledge. And I hear that toasted sesame seeds are better than raw sesame seeds. And then I got the thyme. Thyme seems to go good with everything. I was running out of thyme, so I bought some more thyme. Smoked paprika. Sharon convinced me to get that. So maybe I'll put some bacon bits over this. And I don't know about these cheeses, but I think this gorgonzola will be best on this roast tonight. I'm not sure. I'm not a professional. I'm not a chef. And I got all my teas brought out here. I got my chamomile flowers that I got in Sorrento and other teas. I can't handle caffeine, so I don't drink much coffee. Yeah, I got a little bit of cleanup here to do, but Sharon convinced me to get this smoked paprika. It's supposed to be good for you. And I got these natural chamomile flowers whole in Sorrento by Shuswap a few weeks ago. Boy, when I took off for 4 days, all hell broke loose. My God. And I still got some coffee left here. It's from Sumatra. Yeah, I've been in Indonesia, so. But, well, let's just get the rest of the gravy out of here, put it on that, and I'll have a good meal tonight. And I hear toasted sesame seeds are better than raw sesame seeds. I didn't know. Learning all about herbs. Sharon convinced me to buy this thing at Costco, Mom's favorite store. And these gourds are from 2 blocks north of here, and you get them for free. And I just don't need them right now, but they're preserving in their nature. $19.95. Married on the beach in Fiji. Who knew? Yep, I was there in 1988. Yeah, glorious trip. Trinidad and Tobago, Cuba, electric carving knife over Christmas. You never know what's around the corner. So, hey, who is really wise? Maybe this guy. And yeah, I got a lot of stuff. I actually took this photograph of my bird on time lapse, and I got 3 pictures of him in one frame. Mount Robson was nice when I went out to Alberta. This was one of my best times. And Jillian caught a fish out of my dad's pond out back for his cows. Like I took with Jaden, Jillian cooking with me, Bigfoot walking alone. Yeah, nobody believes him. And this is me. I'm Capricorn, the goat. Yeah, I'd have to say that's me. That's probably me. And my mom always said, make sure you leave a container of grease. I mean, baking soda, in case there's a fire on the stove. So I got that there. And I know I got stuff scattered everywhere. I got too much junk. Who needs any of it? We don't take any of it with us. We don't take any of it with us. And I even bought some watercolors the other day because it reminded me of my early years. And this is actually a piece of rock from K2, the second highest mountain in the world. It says K2 crystal from Pakistan, granite and azurite. Balances earthly experience with higher consciousness, allows to go deeper in spirit whilst being grounded to earth. Maybe there's truth in that. I'm not sure. And I painted this at Christmas. So I'm just going to sample these sauces. Yeah, I just did a whole different thing about what different spices are good for. Why did I do that? Because I like to investigate. And I bought these in Indonesia at a museum, an art store. I got a good deal. I thought that made a good pair. So, and I got this for a couple dollars at a dollar store the other day. That was pretty cool. It's like 3D. And this is where I taught my daughter how to snorkel at the age of 6. Yep. So, well, perhaps it's time for me to have a healthy meal. And I think the gorgonzola is going to do good on the beef. And then spaghetti squash. And, well, you got to get the rind out of there. Well. Yeah. So I heard nothing from my daughters this Christmas or my birthday. Why? I'm not sure. But everybody seems to have to go on with their future with the lament that it all holds. I don't know. Yeah, and I even went here a couple of years ago, Mount Robson. It was beautiful. And he's probably the best friend I ever had, Bobby. He talks to me. Not many people talk to me, but I had a really good conversation with my ADAC supporter, Marcel, the other day. He was amazing. And he's 70. And I live in a seniors community here, and they're all dying around me here. I don't know where it's going to wind up. But, oh, I remember the fondues we used to have back in the early 70s. They were fun. And I just stuck this diamond willow out here with a stick for Bobby to come down. He tries to do the Mission Impossible. So, what more do I have to say? Not much of anything else. What do you have to say? You know what Star Trek represented? It wasn't about space. It was about people. It was about emotionalism. People didn't understand that. All those episodes had something to do with the Vietnam War or things that were going on in the world, and they intertwined that. And Gene Roddenberry, he was pretty good. He knew how to accomplish things. Where are my daughters? I have no idea. Yes, that would be nice. So I think I've accomplished lots in my life. More than I ever expected to do. I've made it to 60. Many have died in their 40s and 50s. And I've made it this far, and I'm feeling great. I watered my plants today. Swept up the floor. And I've accomplished many things around the world. Yeah, Michael Landon died at 54. He said he had a good run. Died of cancer at 54. And even Bob Ross, the painter. Bob Ross, the painter, he died at 52. Jeez, really makes you think. And that's what I did for Grandma Love, because she collected owls. Yep, and Grandma Clark did this in the 50s from the farm. And Sharon has left a few things here behind. Well, so be it. These are all the mirrors she left me. These are all the mirrors she left here. She says she's probably not coming back. I don't know. I was here in Seattle before I was born. Mom told me I was up there in that tower in Seattle in '63, just before I was born. All right. Hey, this volcano could blow up any day. That's what they say. And when I was watching Bob Ross, I did this painting in 30 minutes. I wanted to do the same thing as Bob Ross did, and he used a palette knife and all that stuff, and I just wanted to do it as fast as he could. That only took me 30 minutes. It's a big universe. I used to have a bed in here. Now I just have a sleeping bag and whatever. But I don't know. Maybe I'll be reincarnated as a bird. Butcher Gardens. Oh yeah, I remember Butcher Gardens. 78, and Mom and Dad went there just before they got married. And here's a painting I did from a photo I took right here. Here's my photo. Yeah, we had 3 cats and a bird. I had them on the outside of the screen. I used to go hunting with Dad. I've got the office cleaned up a little bit. There's all my sand collection. Yeah, I spent a lot of time today cleaning things up. Right, Mom? Right, Lorna? Right, Dad and Grandpa? Right, Mom and Dad? And Dad and Janet. So, most of the paintings I've done, I've given away to people in my life, but I got them back when they died. And I bought this thing for $8 at a secondhand store the other day. And I projected this image onto the wall. I saw a solar eclipse of the sun in 2016 in Idaho. And I camped in a potato field in a farmer's farm in 2016. And Doug gave me this. Doug, I don't trust. I climbed the pyramid to the top of Chichen Itza. They don't allow you to do that anymore. But I did it when I was 22. And there's Mom's timepiece. The symbol of her life. What is time? What is time? Look at the things I've done. Yeah, and I used to do spirograph when I was a kid and all that stuff. And, you never know what's around the corner. But me and Dad, we used to go pheasant shooting. So I did this puzzle of the pheasants. And I took that picture in Trinidad and Tobago of a pelican, blew it up. And I bought this at an antique store. Antique store just north of here, small town just north of here. And it's got all these stamps of birds of the world. And my Uncle Dave gave me this. All the different grains of the world. It's pretty cool. I've been to Morea. From that painting. Or that photo. I did that painting 30 years ago. And I did this for my grandfather because he was a farmer. I did a lot of paintings in my 20s, but then I married and had to take care of the children. And then I did things like this. there's a solar system, but I don't know. I've had a few good camping trips, but a lot of the times it's like Harry would say, "That's not west, that's east." I'm like, "Why are we going back to Spokane?" So he turned around. Yeah. So I remember back in the early 70s, we used to drink pop out of bottles like this all the time. So I bought that from an antique store. And there's my mom's favorite mug, the timepiece. And well, I don't know. My God, the things I went through in my life. Cuba, Trinidad and Tobago, Fiji, the Beatles. But I keep my plants watered and I try and nurture everybody as much as I can. And if you don't buy it, then what can I do? I just try the best that I can. So, um, yeah. We're all on a ship. Here's a 3D ship. I've had a lot of good experiences lately in the last few months, going to virtual reality just for a few bucks and traveling the world on Google Earth. It's been great. But Peter shut down his company because he wasn't making enough money. And there's Nana's old Louis. She called him Louis. Yeah, I had to glue his head back on after an encounter in 2020. But I fixed it. So here's my flamingo, my pineapple, and my touchlight. What does the magic 8-ball say? Okay. Let's ask the magic 8-ball a question. And there's the ceramics that my grandmother Clark did. I don't know where I got these from, but they're just here. And then I got my birds there. Okay. What's the question I should ask? You just push the button. This is my magic 8-ball. I'm going to ask a question. I've been to a psychic a couple times, but this is the question I have to ask right now. Do I have another 10 years in my life? I can't read it. I had to buy this book back when Julie Clark donated this to the secondhand store, and I had to buy it back. She got rid of all my stuff. I don't know why she did that. How dare you? Am I Jungle Jim? Maybe. What does this say? I can't see. I'm losing my eyesight. I need my +3s, not my +2s. I can't see it. don't know what it says. Anyways, yeah, I woke up with a little bit of back pain this morning, so I had all this out, and then after I started moving, I probably put in 10,000 steps today. And yeah, I'm just going to complete the day. I just spent 2 hours shoveling 1 foot of snow out of the back and brushing things off the vehicle. Oh, I had it upside down. Oh, reply hazy. Try again. Ask again later. Ask again later. Ask again later. Oh, shit. Don't count on it. Well, that's not good. I just said, am I going to last another 10 years? And I said, don't count on it. Whew. That's not good. Well, anyways. You never know. Like Nana always used to say. You never know. So I got a bunch of cleanup to do here. And, yeah, so you just, you put your Parmesan cheese with your potatoes. And then you got your gorgonzola. That goes good with beef. And you got your gravy. Then you got your smoked paprika. And I hear that toasted sesame seeds are better for you. And there's my thyme. So I'm going to put some thyme. Some thyme on my mashed potatoes. Grandpa Clark used to laugh because he knew I liked mashed potatoes. Yeah, he was a good guy. Same name as me. Came from Iowa. So I'm running out of time, but I got enough time, I hope. So, yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to take care of things. There's my Batmobile that I built with my dad, and I redid it. Batman and Robin. I did the Batmobile again. And then I did a Camaro. So. And then Nana said, don't ever get rid of this. Don't ever get rid of this. This will be worth a lot of money someday. Look at this. It's a corkscrew. And you put it in the top of a wine bottle or some kind of bottle, and they kiss each other. You just, I don't know. It's pretty cool. So, yeah. And believe it or not, I still have my original handprint from 1970. That was my handprint I did in play school in 1970. I still have it. I did that in Niagara Falls. Went to London Drugs. Got a puzzle made of it when I was with Donna out there in 14 or 15. And I got lots of rocks around here. And like Sharon says, this crystal isn't worth anything anymore. I hardly ever use it. There's me and my dad hunting with Fred, who used to hump his leg all the time. I kind of miss the smell of gunpowder. Oh yeah, we had a lot of fun. And Julie Bedford gave me these as a task to put together, so I did that. Here's the time. The clock of life. Yep, she wrote a best-selling book to deal with people and how they can comprehend time and how they can deal with it. But what really frustrates me is people give up way too easily. These are the milk bottles we used to have delivered at our door in the 70s, early 70s. And my dad's old watch. I still have it. And it's still working. It's still ticking. Still ticking. So, who knew that my mom had a half brother? Her mother didn't even tell her. Me and my sister. I just talked to Gavin last week. We had a great chat. Since 1968.